Hi, I'm Whitney Morgan, Hashimoto's coach, functional medicine practitioner, and co-founder of the Functional Health Alliance. I'm often asked by followers in social media or here on YouTube, are there specific supplements I should be taking for my Hashimoto's? Now, while supplement protocols should be customized for each individual, there are a few foundational supplements I recommend for almost all Hashimoto's clients. In today's video, I'll review these supplements with you and talk a little bit about why they're important. But before we jump into it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the little bell next to it so you'll get notified every time I post a new video. Now, when it comes to Hashi's, or any autoimmune disease for that matter, ongoing immune system support is essential and should focus on three areas: supporting T regulatory cell production, supporting immune system modulation, and the inhibition of pro-inflammatory cytokines. T regulatory cells are a specialized subset of T cells that have suppressive effects on the immune system. Now, because of this, they may offer protection against autoimmune disease and autoimmune flares. There are a few different supplement strategies you can implement for this purpose. The first is just getting some daily glutathione. Now, research tells us that most people with autoimmune disease tend to run low in glutathione, whether that's because they burn through their glutathione very quickly because the demand for glutathione outweighs their supplies. This is often referred to as glutathione wasting. Or maybe they just don't have the building blocks necessary to produce enough glutathione, or they have some genetic SNPs that are compromising that production. So regardless of what the reason, most people with autoimmune disease start to feel better when they increase their glutathione levels. So there's a couple of ways you can go about doing this. Liposomal glutathione is a really good option. The thing about liposomal glutathione, though, is that the highest quality products, in my book, I think that's Quicksilver Scientific, makes the best liposomal glutathione with the best absorption. You have to keep this product in the refrigerator. So if you're traveling, it's not particularly convenient. But then there's also transdermal options. There's a product called Super Oxycell Cream from Apex Energetics. It's a combination of glutathione and superoxide dismutase. You can rub a little bit on the bottom of, on the soles of each foot a few times a day. That'll get you a little bit of glutathione absorption. And then some people just prefer to take the building blocks for glutathione. Now, I don't have a picture of it here, but there is a great product called Glutathione Precursors. It's made by Ceroil, which is also the sister company of Genestra. So these are three different ways you can support glutathione. And then, of course, there's always eating foods that are glutathione rich or will help your body produce more of its own glutathione stores. Now, the second strategy is to make sure that you're maintaining adequate vitamin D levels. Again, many people with autoimmune disease tend to run low in vitamin D. So you want to make sure that you check your levels before you start supplementing with vitamin D. And I always say somewhere between 60 and 100 is best for folks with autoimmune disease. The sweet spot, in my opinion, is between 60 and 80. So once you hit that level on a blood chemistry report and you're in that sweet spot, then you can talk to your doctor about, what kind of dose you might need to maintain your vitamin D levels at that level. And then finally, there's omega-3s. This is super important for foundational immune support. Now, in the case of autoimmune disease, a daily intake of up to 5 to 6 grams of total omega-3s is the preferred dose. Now, that means that you might be having to take, 4 of these big capsules a few times a day, but it'll pay off in the long run. So I highly recommend that. And it's really hard to get 5 to 6 grams of omega-3s through dietary sources alone. Okay, second, optimizing immune modulation. This can improve symptoms of autoimmune disease. And again, there are a few different strategies to accomplish this. The first is colostrum or serum-derived immunoglobulins. Now, colostrum, some people with extreme dairy sensitivities don't do well on cow dairy colostrum, and instead they might do better if they take a goat milk colostrum. The one that I recommend is from Mount Capra. Now, if you want to stay away from all types of dairy-based colostrums, you can get serum-derived immunoglobulins. A good brand is made by Microbiome Labs. It's called megaIgG 2000. And you want to take, whether you're taking the serum-derived immunoglobulins or the colostrum, you want to take them 2 to 3 times a day. Usually we're talking about 2 to 4 capsules, 2 to 3 times a day, depending on the product. Then you want to make sure you've got a very good, high quality, high density, high diversity probiotic on board. I really like ProBiomed 100 from Designs for Health. They also have a ProBiomed 50 or a ProBiomed 250. Now, a word of caution with probiotics, I mean, it really is best practice to run a comprehensive stool test to get an assessment of your individual microbiome balance and what the true needs of your microbiome are before you start just throwing a bunch of probiotics at your gut. That's the preference. But if you don't have the money for testing, you can certainly just see how you do on a good high quality probiotic. And then there's making sure that you get enough vitamin A and vitamin E. I think that rather than supplementing with these vitamins, it's really best to increase the food sources. Things like beef liver, cod liver oil, and various nuts and seeds will increase your daily intake of vitamins A and E. All right, then the third thing to focus on is dampening the inflammatory cascade. Inflammation is the hallmark of autoimmune disease. So getting control of these inflammatory pathways and reducing pro-inflammatory cytokines is critical, and it's going to make you feel better. So again, there's a few strategies for this. There are several botanicals that can help inhibit different inflammatory pathways, things like curcumin, boswellia, and quercetin. And again, having good high diversity, high density probiotics will also help reduce the inflammation that's so common with autoimmune disease. Another effective way to reduce inflammation, particularly if you have elevated thyroid antibodies, is to take proteolytic enzymes 2 to 3 times a day. Now, these are specialized enzymes. Don't want to take them with any food. You want to take them on an empty stomach and consistently. They will help reduce systemic inflammation anywhere in the body and bring down those thyroid antibodies. Now, like I said at the beginning of the video, it's really important to customize your supplement protocol based on your unique health needs. And always talk to your healthcare provider before making any changes to your supplement routine. Now, once you talk to your doctor and you get the green light to give some of these supplements a try, feel free to check out my online dispensary at the link here on this slide. Go to fullscript.com/welcome/Morgan Nutrition. Everything in my catalog is always 20% off. All right, thanks for watching. I hope this has been helpful. If you found the information in this video valuable, you can let me know by liking it, subscribing to my channel, or sharing the video with a friend who has Hashimoto's or any other autoimmune issue. And as always, if you have questions, just drop them in the comments. I do my best to answer each one. I'll see you next time.